Now I am going to tell you about the SAS congruence, application of side angle side congruence. In the introduction already I have told that here you need to keep the letter alphabet V in your mind. You need whatever the triangles are given to you for comparison, find out V in that and V in both the triangles, then you will be able to find out the SAS congruence. For example, the first question comes, which angle is included between the sides DE and EF of triangle DEF? Now for such type questions it is not required to make the triangle DEF. You all can write DE side and EF. Now out of these sides you can see that here letter E is common. That means angle E is common between between these two sides. You can check it also. You can see that this will be DE and this will be EF. So which angle is common? So directly you can say that angle E is included between sides DE and EF. Now we are going to talk about the second question. By applying SAS congruence rule, you want to establish that triangle PQR congruent to triangle FED. It is given that PQ equals to FE and RP equals to DF. What additional information is needed to establish the congruence? Okay, so as I think you all have read this question. So in this question, the very first thing they have talked about the two triangle, that is triangle PQR and triangle FED, where they are saying that PQ is equals to FE and RP is equals to DF. Now the two sides are equal. Clear? Now what additional information you need? I need the angle between these two sides. So when I talk about this PQ and RP, so which letter I am finding common in them? That is P. That means in triangle PQR, angle P. Okay, and in triangle FED, here on the right hand side, what letter I am finding? F. F is same in both. So angle P will be equal to angle F. So what additional information I need to apply this SAS congruence? That is information of angle P equals to angle F. Okay. So information of included angle is needed. Okay, which is angle P equals to angle F. So in this way I can solve this question. Now we are going to talk about the third question. Basically we are going to learn how to apply SAS in two different triangles. Here in this question it is said, in figure measures of some parts of triangles are indicated. In the figure are already given in the question. By applying SAS congruence rule, state the parts of congruent triangle, write the result in symbolic form. Okay, so at first we should see what is the name of the two triangles. So here we are having two triangles, triangle DEF and triangle PRQ. So at first when we write the solution, we need to mention the name of the triangle about which I am talking. that is triangle DEF and triangle PRQ. Okay, now here we can see that this DF is equal to this PQ. So at first we will write DF equals to PQ. How do we know? It is 3.5 centimeter and it is already mentioned or given in question. Okay, now after that we can see that DFE, that is 40 degree. So this DFE and PQR, it is also equal. So write down DFE equals to PQR equals to 40 degree. It is also given. Okay. Now what is the third pair? We can see this EF is equal to this RQ. So we will write EF equals to RQ, which is 3 centimeter, and it is also given to us. Now the very important thing, out of 6 pairs we have got 3 pairs which are necessary to prove the congruence. 3 pairs equal we have got. Now we need to find out the corresponding vertex because order of congruence is very much important. So here what is important? Here we need to start with the angle. Now here we have got angle DFE equals to PQR. That means this middle letter you have to check. Okay, so here we can find this F corresponds to E. F corresponds to Q. Okay, now I will use this relation in above these two equations. So first equation I will choose TF. So F congruent or F corresponds to Q. So that means D will corresponds to P. Now here again F corresponds to Q. So E will corresponds to R. So when I will write the result in symbolic form, how I will write? Triangle DEF congruent to triangle. With D, P is corresponding, so P, with E, R, and then with FQ, so PRQ. By which congruence? That also have to mention SAS congruence. In this way, solution done. Okay, now I am going to apply SAS in this type of question where one quadrilateral has been given, that is PQRS. And in this one diagonal has been joined, which is dividing this quadrilateral into 2 equal parts. Okay, so in figure, by applying SAS congruence rule, state the pair of congruent triangle. Write the result in symbolic form. So when I do the solution, as in the previous SSS congruence also I have told that it is required to remake the rough diagram of the triangle which can be formed. Here this diagram will be cut along this PR. So we will get 2 triangles. The first triangle will be, I am just making a rough diagram. So the first triangle will be PSR, while the other triangle will be in this format. It will be the other triangle will be PRQ. After making the rough diagram of these 2 triangles, I will state the name of the triangles, that in triangle PSR and triangle PQR, I will find what are the things which are equal. The very first thing, we can see that PR equals to PR. So write PR equals to PR. Why it is equal? Because this side is common in both the triangle. It was the diagonal. Okay. After that, we can see that angle PRS is equal to angle RPQ. Angle PRS equals to angle RPQ. How much it is? 30 degree. It is given to us. So mention why it is equal. Now the third pair is SR equals to PQ. So SR equals to PQ. That is equal to 3.5 centimeter. It is also given to us. Okay. We have found the three pairs which are equal. Now what we will do? We will find out the corresponding vertex. So till now, I guess all will be able to understand how to find out the corresponding vertex. First of all, see this angle. So R will corresponds to P. As R is corresponding to P, this P will be corresponding to R corresponds to P. Okay. So this S will be corresponding to Q. Now this R corresponds to P, then P corresponds to R. Okay, so we have found the corresponding vertex. Now I will write the result in symbolic form. So what will be the result in symbolic form? That is triangle PSR congruent to triangle RQP. RQP. By which congruence they are congruent? SAS congruence. I can see by using the tracing paper also. This was the given diagram to us. Now I can make one rough trace. I am just making the rough trace of PQR, and I will overlap it on the other part. This part is Q, this part is R, and this is P. Now let me check whether they are overlapping. Yes, I can see that S is overlapping this Q, R is overlapping this P, and this P is overlapping R. Okay, so in this way I can see that the two triangles are congruent by SAS congruence. Okay, now we are going to talk another kind of problem for SAS. Now here you can see in figure, line segment AB and CD bisect each other at O. State the three pairs of equal parts in two triangles AOC and triangle BOD. Which of the following statements are true? Triangle AOC congruent to triangle DOB, or triangle AOC congruent to triangle BOD. So this is the given figure. Okay. Now from where I need to, for the solution, I need to divide this figure into two triangles. So from where I will cut, I have to make the cutting from O. You all can see this is the cutout that I have made for this particular figure. Okay, so we all can see I have to, O is the common point where we are able to get the two triangle. So from O, from this part I have to do the cutting. Now we can see this figure. This was the given figure which has been divided into two triangles. So same way I will redraw a rough figure for our solution of two triangles. Okay. So the first triangle will be AOC, while the second triangle will be BOD. Mark the equal side by the same marcation. Okay. Now write down the solution. In triangle AOC and triangle BOD, I can see OA and OB, they are marked by the same sign. That means OA will be equal to OB. Now OC and OD, they are marked by the same marks. So OC equals to OD. Now we can see that in these two triangles, this side is equal to this side and this side is equal to this side. So what is the angle included between them? This angle and this angle. That is angle AOC and angle BOD. In the question, they have not given anywhere that these two angles are equal. But if you remember the chapter line and angle, so it is resembling like intersecting line, like this. So these two are the vertical opposite angle, and whenever you are making two intersecting line, so vertical opposite angles are equal. So by recalling the property of vertical opposite angle, we can say that angle AOC equals to angle BOD. Why? Because this is vertical opposite angle and upper, these two pairs are given. So do mention the reason. Okay. So now I can see the two sides and the included angle between them is equal. Now I need to find out the corresponding vertex. So at first we will find out the corresponding vertex with the help of the angle. So middle letter of this angle will be equal to middle letter of the another angle. So O will be corresponds to O. Now when O is corresponding to O, that means A will corresponds to B and C will corresponds to D. Okay. So in this case, triangle AOC will be congruent to triangle. With A, what is congruent? Corresponding BOD by SAS. Okay. So our A part, our first part is done. Okay. Now in the second part of the question, they have asked to us which of the following statements are true. Triangle AOC congruent to triangle DOB or triangle AOC congruent to triangle BOD. So in the second part we can see A part, triangle AOC congruent to triangle DOB. It is false because in this format they are not congruent. While if I talk about triangle AOC congruent to triangle BOD, so it is true. In this way, they are congruent to each other. We can see this by our cutouts also. These were the cutouts we have made. If you remember, this was the figure which was given to us. Now, this was the figure which was given to us. Now, if you overlap, you can see it properly that O will overlap with O, D will overlap with D and B will overlap with A. Clear? So in this way you can prove this, you can solve this question. I hope everybody have understood it. Okay, now I am going to deal with the last problem for SAS congruence. The question says in figure AB equals to AC and angle 1 equals to angle 2 in triangle ABC. That means in this triangle ABC the two sides are equal. That means it is an isosceles triangle. Now give reasons to show that angle ABD means this angle is equal to ACD, means ACD this angle. Also find out BD equals to DC. Then the third thing they are asking, angle DBC equals to DCB. That you need to find out. Okay. So for that purpose, it is required at first to make the two triangles congruent, in which we are knowing most of the pairs which are equal. Like in triangle ADB and ADC, we are knowing this AB is equals to AC, AD is common in both the triangles, as well as the included angle 1 and angle 2 is equal. It is given in the question. So first of all, we are going to prove that these two triangles are congruent to each other. For the solution, at first make a rough diagram for the triangle ABD. This is ABD, and for the triangle ADC. Here this is equals to this. It is already given in the question. So at first write down in triangle ADB and triangle AACD. Okay, these are the two triangles about which we are talking. What is the first pair which is equal? AB equals to AC. How do we know? It is given. Now angle 1 equals to angle 2. It is already also given. So mention the reason. Now we can see AD is equal to AD. So mention that also. AD equals to AD. That is common. Now we can see the two sides and the included angle. They are making V, and here also it is making V. So the two sides and the angle and the included angle is equal, so that we can apply SAS. Okay. Here first of all find out the corresponding vertex. Now angle 1 equals to angle 2. At which vertex angle 1 is made? At A. In both the triangles at A, angle 1 is made. So A corresponds to A. Now what is the second pair which is corresponding? If A corresponds to A, then B corresponds to C. And what is the third pair which is corresponding? D corresponds to D. Now write down the result in the symbolic form. So triangle ABD will be congruent to triangle ACD. By which congruence? SAS. This is the first thing that I have proved. Now they are asking the first part is angle ABD, or show that angle ABD equals to ACD. Now we can see ABD is the part, and ABD and angle ABD and angle ACD are the part of the congruent triangle. So yes, we can say that they are congruent. So we will say yes by CPCT. That is corresponding parts of congruent triangle. Okay. Now they are asking for the B part. So what is the B part they are asking? BD equals to CD. This is your BD and this is your CD. Again they are the congruent corresponding parts of congruent triangle. So again we will say yes by CP CT. Okay. Now the third thing they are asking is DBC is angle DBC equals to angle DCB. Now here we can see that angle DBC is the part, or DBC and DCB are the part of this triangle DBC. So we are going to remake the third triangle, that is DBC. Now from the B part we can see that we have shown that BD equals to DC. So again it has become the isosceles triangle. Yes. So there is a property of isosceles triangle that the angle opposite to the equal sides are also equal. That means if I say that BD, what is the angle opposite to it? That is DCB. Now if I talk about DC, so what is the angle opposite to it? That is DBC. So we can say, so triangle DBC is an isosceles triangle. Okay, where BD equals to CD. So angle DBC will be equal to angle DCB, because why we will say so? Because angles opposite to equal sides are also equal in triangle. Okay. So in this way our whole solution for this question will be done.